Hey friends, it's Doc back with another reaction. This time I want to take a look at 12 unexpected etiquette rules from around the world. I want to see, what it can. So some of these I've already I'm already familiar with, differences between the U.S. and other countries and stuff like that. But man, you can never learn enough about, customs and traditions and etiquette rules. And, what's, good in one country or nice or a compliment can be, very considered to be negative or mean someplace else. So this video comes to us from the channel Bright Side. Looks like they have a lot of followers. This is only a couple of years old and it already has 4.2 million views. So let's take a look at this. I'm really interested in this. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what they have, and leave me a comment if you're familiar with these or any of these seem strange or other ones that that you're familiar with. I don't know, maybe your family is from a outside of the United States or outside of country that most people that you associate with that we other people might find weird. Let me know what you think some of these, but let's go ahead and start taking a look. Let's go ahead and make the screen big first. Hello, there we go. Let's take a look.
12 unexpected food etiquette rules from around the world.
Hope
If
that
one
volume's
man's
okay.
meat is another man's poison, then you could also say one man's fork is another man's weapon in some parts of the world. When you travel abroad and adventurously try the local cuisine in a traditional setting, you might notice how a certain country's table manners are very different from your own. Seriously, who would have thought that asking for salt and pepper could be considered impolite? Of course, you don't want to embarrass yourself or come off as rude or barbaric.
That's my fear.
So here are 12
myself.
quite unexpected food etiquette rules
Even at
from
restaurants
across
here,
the globe.
ethnic
Before
restaurants
we
here
sit
in the
down
US,
and dine
I don't
around
know
the
how to do
world,
it a lot
be
of
sure
times.
to subscribe to our channel for your chance to always fill your belly, brain that is, with all kinds of surprising facts and useful advice. Once you've clicked that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you
Yeah,
don't
everybody
miss
go
any of
subscribe
the
to them.
updates coming out
Do them a
daily
favor.
on the bright side of life. Okay, back to our list. 12. Don't use forks in Thailand. No, it's not forks and spoons that are a no-no here, just forks. And it's not like you can't use a fork, you just can't eat from one. Let me explain. In Thailand, picking food up with a fork is considered bad form. However, you are allowed to push food onto a spoon using a fork. That's it. And if you think you can't go wrong with just sticking to chopsticks, you better forget about it if you're having rice. It's traditionally served on plates, not bowls, and a spoon is what you need to enjoy it the Thai way.
I use a spoon when I eat Asian dishes at home. When I make that, I use a spoon.
11. Don't clean your plate in China. What's the best way to show the cook you really liked your meal? Eat up every single morsel on your plate, right? Maybe even ask for more if you really enjoyed it. In China, however, it's impolite to finish eating everything on your plate. Empty plates indicate that a host hasn't served enough food and guests are still hungry. So if you want to compliment the chef
give 'em
or
more
host,
food.
leave some food on your plate, no matter how tasty it is.
Or what if
Yes,
you're still
you'll
hungry?
need to control yourself somehow.
All right,
Oh,
well,
and believe it or not, belching at the table isn't just acceptable, but also a great way
that's
to
way
show
different than
you're
we have in the
enjoying the meal.
U.S. That obviously is bad manners, but we are like
10.
feed and
Be
feed and
ready
feed
to
and give 'em
share
more,
a
eat
plate
more.
in Ethiopia. As you sit at the table in Ethiopia waiting for someone to give you a plate to eat from, you might miss the actual meal. Everyone else will just eat from one large serving plate in the middle of the table without using any cutlery. For many locals, getting a plate to yourself is weird and even wasteful. Only grab from the part of the serving dish closest to you. Reaching across is considered rude. Also, wait for the end of the meal to enjoy the meat dishes. They're the last thing to be eaten.
I wonder why that is.
9. In Italy, you'll insult the chef if you ask for extra cheese. I don't don't know about you, but the more cheese on my pizza or pasta, the better.
Yeah.
And although Italians do love this product, it's considered rude to ask for extra cheese. It may insult the chef because they take it as you not liking the dish the way they prepared it and wanting to change it. And get ready for this. Adding Parmesan to your pizza is also considered pretty crazy. Plus, not all pasta dishes are supposed to go with Parmesan either. Hey, Italians are known for their incredible culinary arts, so let's just take it from the experts. 8. Don't ask for salt and pepper in Portugal. Just like you shouldn't ask for extra cheese in Italy, you can erase the phrase, "Could you please pass me the salt?" from your vocabulary if you are in Portugal. If you ask for salt and pepper here, you may hurt people's feelings. It's kind of like with Italy, the cook may feel insulted by the fact that you need to spice up the dish they've served you. Plus, if you're eating local, you probably won't even need to add any more seasonings to your food. I mean, these chefs are highly skilled and respected. They'll whip up the
We use a
best
lot of
meal of
salt
your
in the
life.
United States. I don't like keeping it on the table salt and things like that. For that
7.
reason, I would rather
Be careful with
eat the food the
chopsticks
way
in
it's supposed
Japan.
to taste.
Let's imagine you're dining in Japan. Chopsticks feel like the best utensil to go with. Yet when you stick them in your rice bowl, you get surprised looks. What's the faux pas here? Well, it's not recommended to stand your chopsticks up vertically in the land of the rising sun. According to tradition, people place chopsticks vertically during funerals. In a restaurant, doing this may insult the owner.
Everybody
So,
get insulted
to
about their
avoid an
food.
awkward situation, set your chopsticks down parallel to the edge of the table in front of you if you're taking a break between bites.
Etiquette rules. These are all about food, which is fine, I suppose.
6. Don't touch food with your left hand in the Middle East. In the Middle East, India, and some African countries, the left hand is used for,
I wonder if some of these are more geographic bound, or if in some, like, for here in the United States, we are very culturally diverse. I mean, we are a very big country. I wouldn't say to this degree, but I wonder if in some of these countries, in some places, it's more okay for you to do these things, or if it's more different types of, I don't know, generational beliefs or something like that. Because I know that when people think about the United States, there's a lot of stereotypes, and and they think that make a statement, a generic statement about the U.S. and that everybody does those things, or everybody believes those things, which is absolutely not true. So I wonder how common these things are. Are they like all over, and are they like everybody believes it and they always do these things, or everybody would be offended, or is it just kind of like some, just once in a while, and not really everybody does these things or believes these things? That'd be interesting to know.
cleaning yourself up after you go to the bathroom. In South India, you can't even touch the plate with your left hand since it's considered too dirty to be anywhere near food. So if you ever find yourself in this part of the world, remember to go with your right hand to eat or socialize.
Too bad for you
And
lefties.
what should you do if you're left-handed?
Right.
Go without eating? Of course not. Just make sure you only use your left hand in that case, because for you, it's basically what a right hand is to right-handed people. 5. Don't just sip on your wine in Georgia. Wait, what? Why am I not allowed to slowly sip on my wine in one of the major wine regions in the world? Well, it all comes down to the art of toasting, which Georgians do not take lightly. Only after someone at the table finishes their long, beautiful, heartfelt story of how they're wishing everyone present good health and love can you drink your wine. And you have to drink the whole glass at once. Bottoms up.
Now, that part I like. I don't like the waiting part, but I like that part.
4. Don't fill your own glass in Japan. If you find yourself at a dinner party in Japan and wine is involved, never get a refill yourself. You're supposed to fill the glass of the person sitting next to you at the table, and they'll return the favor.
Hmm.
If you can't wait for your refill and decide to ignore the friendly neighbor rule, don't be surprised when you get disapproving looks. So, just be patient and respectful. 3. Only drink cappuccino before noon in Italy. It's a sunny afternoon in Rome, you get yourself a cappuccino and a nice little dessert, and you're getting weird glances from everyone around. Italians do drink cappuccinos, of course, but it's mostly a breakfast drink or even a substitute for breakfast.
Well, like something like that. Like how...
But if you drink this milky, foamy coffee later in the day, it can upset your stomach, at least according to the locals. No one will say anything to you or get offended, but they'll immediately know you're a tourist.
Well, that's not so bad.
So if you're looking to blend and fit in, grab an espresso after 12 p.m. and get that caffeine boost you probably need around this time of the day anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that's that big a deal.
2. Guests are welcomed with half a cup of tea in Kazakhstan. When we think tea ceremony, we usually associate it with the UK and all their fancy tea drinking etiquette. But
Yeah.
it turns out there are plenty of tea fans in Kazakhstan, and they've got rules when it comes to drinking it as well. Whenever you visit someone's home or even some company's office, you'll be offered a cup of tea. But that cup won't be filled to the brim. Before you start questioning your host's generosity, remember this. Half a cup actually means your hosts don't want you to leave soon.
What?
Pouring just half a cup is the host's way of letting you know that they want to keep your nice conversation going and keep pouring you piping hot tea. If you get a full cup, however, it's a slight hint that it's time to go home.
That's kind of rude in and of itself. Here, have a whole glass and get out of here.
1. A clean teapot is a teapot without a soul in China. If you've been invited to a tea ceremony in China and offer your help with the dishes afterwards, don't even think about washing that teapot. The Chinese don't wash teapots, especially traditional clay ones, with dish liquid. It's washed with water or special sand and then left to air dry. The resulting plaque that has all the flavor and color of tea gives the teapot soul, which is why it's prohibited to kill it with different cleaning chemicals.
Prohibited.
You don't want to upset the ancient Chinese tea spirits, do you? Yeah, me neither. Which of these customs shocked you the most? Which of these customs shocked you the most? What are some food etiquette rules in your country? Tell us in the comments below.
Which one of these shocked me? I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know which ones. I don't think the cappuccino one was that bad. I've heard about the not finishing everything on your plate. Why that means that why that is a nice thing to do just confuses me a little bit. Hey, we served you more than more than you can eat. I get it, but here in the U.S., I mean, it's somebody finishes their stuff, we give them more. I mean, it's a compliment to ask for more and to give more is a sign of, hey, your food is really good. Let me have more, please. Or here, have more. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What else was in here? The using the left hand is just crazy stuff. We would not. There's not a lot of times or instances here in the U.S. where we also where we all eat off of one big platter. Personally, I think that's a bit gross, especially if you're digging your hands in there. We would certainly use serving utensils. Where is that? Anyway, where they all eat off of one platter. We have some restaurants that do that. We call it home style. And then fried chicken, in your mashed potatoes and things like that. But it's not nearly something that we do a lot here. So that's something that we do see a little bit. None of these were terribly crazy for me. Just tradition. I'm not sure exactly why some of them exist. Let's see what other people have to say. My only rule: eat like a civilized man. In polite company, eat like a barbarian when alone. That's hilarious. Let's see. Yeah, when we say, hear tea ceremony, I think of the UK. As drinking wine, or I'm sorry, tea more than any other country. We drink a lot of coffee here. Some people prefer tea, but coffee I think is probably a bigger warm beverage than is tea here in the U.S. Yeah, Japan, they're strict on the chopsticks. Of course, I still haven't properly learned how to use them yet. I am not good with them either. I wonder what do you mean by strict? Like, do they really get offended? I mean, they're probably steeped in tradition with things like that. So I imagine. Um, Me eats the worst food on a plate to save the best for last. Whereas parents, oh, you must really like the food. Here's more. Yeah, that could be a conundrum. What else? I'm partially Indian, and when I touch my food with my left hand, there's a big panic. I'm Italian, so there's no such thing as insulting a chef just because you're asking for extra cheese. Okay, yeah, see, that's probably not true for everyone or for all, right? This might be just more traditional kinds of things, but certainly not existent for everyone. So this person also says, in restaurants, waiters often bring extra cheese at your table anyway. And yes, cappuccino mainly is a breakfast drink, but it's also nice to sip during cold afternoons. Yeah, these are the things I was probably anticipating, that it's not necessarily true or offensive to everybody. So tourists from all around the world, you can have as much cheese as you want and as many cappuccinos as your heart desires. All right, well that makes me happy because I do like both. Um, we had here at home, when we make pizza, we always add extra cheese and things. When we buy a frozen pizza, we always add a bunch of extra stuff on there. Of course, there's no chef to offend, I suppose, at that point, just coming in from the grocery freezer. All right, friends, listen, that was fun to learn. I want to continue to do more of these and learn about more traditions in foreign countries and things like that. Do me a favor, leave me a comment. Any comments you have on the video, and this reaction itself. But any other content you think that might be good for our reaction for other people to watch. Let me know what you think about some of these. Again, any that you are familiar with that were not covered, anything like that. I really enjoyed these. I'll be back with some more soon. Thank you for watching this video, and be sure to leave a comment with your thoughts and what reaction topics you would like to see from this psychologist. This video was brought to you by Research Learning Center, where I help students with their research so they can graduate sooner. If you would like to complete your thesis or dissertation and graduate sooner, be sure to check out my online courses to learn everything from developing a research topic to becoming a better academic writer, conducting your analyses, and even defending your work with your committee. Be sure to check the description for a link to my free Introduction to SPSS course, which includes nearly 4 hours of step-by-step lectures, homework assignments, quizzes, and dozens of downloadable resources.